In this video, I want to share a cycle, a model, which once I understood and once you understand will greatly impact your ability to take consistent, courageous, bold action steps towards the creation of whatever you want to create in your life. You know, it's pleasurable, it's enjoyable to live from that place of calm, creative flow. So how do we get into that state? How do we understand this cycle and tweak our approach to this? And so we actually get the results of entering that state willfully, instead of being up in our head or caught up in our feelings and not able to take out consistent action. How do we reverse that and get into a place where we're able to just take consistent action without this haunting sense of self dominating our thinking, or this obsessive perfectionism, or reflecting and comparing ourselves, and all the habits that destroy our creativity? How do we just get straight into that creative mode? It's the result of understanding this cycle. And this cycle is a model that suggests that taking action leads to subconscious beliefs that you can take more action. That action is leading to some kind of result or some kind of learning experience. It's informing your beliefs that you can take that action in a positive way, which leads to good feelings, which leads to this concept of raising your vibration, getting that dopamine out of knowing you're on the right path, you're taking action, you're moving towards your goal, which leads to more positive thoughts about more actions to take, sometimes in the form of hunches and inspirations, and sometimes in the form of audible thoughts, which leads to the action that you take, compounding on top of that action you have been taking, which leads to the compounding belief and conviction that you can take that action and you are working towards that dream, vision, creation, whatever you want to call it, and you're in that creative mode. You're taking those consistent action steps towards its creation, which leads to the good feelings and thoughts, which leads to the action. But here's the thing. A lot of people are trying to negotiate with their thoughts and feelings in order to take action. So they're going in on the cycle at usually this point, usually at the thoughts. And they're thinking that if I can just think my way into action, then I'll believe that I can do it. Then I'll have those good feelings of taking that consistent action from a place of flow and excitement and inspiration, which will then give me more positive thoughts. But that's often a losing battle. That's most often a losing battle, because it's incredibly difficult to negotiate with your thoughts, seeing as thoughts are an incredibly spontaneous thing. It's less that you're breathing and more that you're being breathed. Do you do the breathing, or are you being breathed? Thoughts just arise into your awareness. Now you can influence the thoughts that you have, and also by changing beliefs. This is why visualization is such an important thing, because visualization can also impact this belief. You're running those circuits, you're thinking about carrying out that particular task, being successful in that task, and that gets your mind to see the paths that are leading to those positive outcomes that you're trying to visualize around, and that affects your subconscious belief about your ability to take action. But trying to think your way into action, trying to negotiate with your thoughts, talking to yourself in your head, It's very, very hard to get into the cycle here. So what's the solution? The solution is to just go straight for that action, to feel the fear and do it anyway, to just go straight to action, which will then produce that dopamine, to say that you're on the right path, you did something. Recognize that action as you take it, as towards the outcome that you're trying to produce. And then when you just take that action, when you just go straight for that action, what that means is you instantly create the belief that you are able to do this, that you are carrying out this task, that you are, sometimes you're wading through a bit of adrenaline that builds up. These feelings get created, well, not created, catalyzed. They're not created because they're there already. These anxieties about taking action are there already, but they can get triggered by beginning to take that action. But your job is to be present with those feelings, so that those feelings are like passing clouds and they don't just end up producing negative thoughts that then lead to inaction or distraction actions. So go straight for that action. Just go straight for that action. Feel the adrenaline you get from looking at that path, taking that courageous step. And use that as a call to presence. Use those feelings to point you back to who you are by going, okay, this feeling is being produced. And although this feeling is being produced, it can exist in the space that I am. It's not going to stop me from just going straight to that action anyway. There may be some level of what appears to be discomfort, but that's just the resistance. Coming into presence and dropping the resistance will have you just be able to take steps forward and take action by not getting caught up in the sense of self in your mind around taking action steps, not getting caught up in that story, feeling the feelings, taking action anyway, not trying to negotiate with the thoughts and the feelings. Yes, you can be present with the feelings to begin a dissolving process. It was Eckhart Tolle that said, pain body is dissolved by the light of our awareness. Yes, it's important to be present with those feelings. And you can have times, segmented times, where you sit there just allowing feeling in, just bringing presence and awareness to the body. It's a very powerful kind of meditation. And there's a kind of self-correcting mechanism that the body has and the system has, that when you bring presence to these feelings, gradually they start to dissolve. As you let them in to begin with, sometimes they can be a bit confronting because they're there. You're dropping the resistance to them and you're allowing them to be there. And then a kind of spaciousness opens up that then can get you to take more action or catalyze more action, because you enter a space where all of a sudden I feel clear, I feel a sense of liberation, and then it's easier to take that action. But you don't always have to be feeling amazing to take action. You can go straight for that action anyway. You can enter a state of presence by just noticing that you're aware prior to those stories in your mind about who you are and what's going on, and me and my life, and my dislikes and my likes and my past and my history, and the ways in which I'm valuable and the ways in which I'm not. Just stepping aside from that, coming into presence, taking action. That's what's going to get you to have those manifestation adventures. Sometimes you get what you want, sometimes you don't. So, there's an openness of life for life that can come with this, which is going to be very, very useful in your journey, because otherwise, sometimes things don't work out, but they're there to support you. They're there. Those challenges are there to support you coming back to a place of presence, by waking you up to the fact that you've gone into some kind of story about it, and that's often what's generating the suffering. So remember, just go straight for the action and have times where you're being with those feelings to dissolve those anxious or nervous feelings that stop you from taking consistent action, or at least make it a lot more challenging, you see. Hope this video helped. If you want help going deeper, I do one-to-one coaching through the Consciousness Revolution program. You can go to speaktoalex.com, fill in the thing you want to overcome, or things you want to overcome, challenges you want to overcome, and what you want to create, what you want to achieve, what you want to feel like, what you want to be doing. You just fill that in on the form, choose a time, and it will book a 10-minute chat for us to have a talk about potentially solving your problems. So that's speaktoalex.com if that interests you. Subscribe for more videos so you don't miss out. Hit that notification bell. Peace.